Okay, it's today about Kubo and the Two Strings. So Kubo and the Two Strings is a movie that came out in 2016. So yes, I am catching up on older movies. Not just watching movies from 2018 and 2019. So Kubo came out like 5 years ago. It was nominated for like best animated movie or something like that. I don't know why it didn't win over garbage Zootopia. Zootopia isn't garbage. I don't want to make the Disney fanboys mass dislike this video because they can't take someone else's opinions on a freaking movie. But this movie was, I think, nominated for like best animated movie. It didn't win it, of course. It was won by, of course, Disney, because Disney, of course, always wins every single time with like three exceptions, and that's it. And one of those was freaking Happy Feet. Here, so Kubo and the Two Strings is basically, it looks like it's like a Japanese movie. It's not made by Japan. That's the thing. It's not made by Japan, but it has that feel of a Japanese style anime movie. Basically, it's a stop motion movie. But yeah, basically, basically Kubo, he summons a spirit, and basically everything goes bad because the spirits basically, this movie is basically message is don't f with spirits because spirits are basically like screw over, basically like go around and especially if it's evil spirits, they're gonna go around and destroy you. You gotta keep like every horror movie ever basically is like a warning: don't mess with evil spirits. And yeah, these spirits basically want to take Kubo's eyes because they want him to come to the spirit world. But it is kind of selfish that they won't let this kid with his wife and stuff. Yeah, the animation's pretty good for a low budget animated movie. It only had like a $40 million, I think it was like a $40-50 million budget here, and this movie was a box office failure. So, and I already knew this because again, this is not when people saw trailers for the movie, people were like, oh yeah, it's another anime movie. It'll probably do, but I'm surprised it didn't do well in China. That's what I'm surprised about because it's a movie that would appeal towards that audience. Okay, the box office reception, it was it only made $60 million budget. I thought it was like $40 million budget. It's $77 million wide. And alongside Ben Ho, which was a box office failure as well, and War Dogs. And when they release a movie in August, it's like you expect it to like flop and not do well at the box office. Considering that kids are going back to school. I think the timing of this movie came out was also a problem because it came out when kids were going back to school, and that's like most of the audience for this movie, and you basically just released the movie like before kids went back to school, and that's why the movie was a box office flop. So yeah, the characters are pretty good, the storyline is pretty good, the fight sequences are pretty good. Basically his grandfather's spirit basically was evil until basically he stopped him and turned him back to normal. Basically here at the end of the movie, basically, I'm not gonna go over the biggest spoiler of the movie, what these two other characters are, because that's like the big spoiler, the big twist of the movie. I'm not gonna spoil that part, but yep, that was a very important part. I'm gonna give this movie like a 9 out of 10. It's a pretty amazing movie. I'm just shocked that this didn't win over, freaking Zootopia. Where a poor, I'm not shocked because that's Disney. Zootopia is Disney. I forgot. Disney, of course, has the deep pockets and deep money. We all to get the movie's best animated feature. To get the movie's best animated feature, that's how movies like Soul, gets best animated feature, or a movie like I was surprised that the Incredibles 2 didn't win best animated feature, or Netflix, the internet. But that's basically it about this video. Goodbye.